Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the Noon News from Montana's news leader.
Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us to end your week. I'm Aja Goare. Our top story today, hundreds of thousands of people are evacuating across Florida as Hurricane Irma takes direct aim. The massive storm is now expected to affect the entire state. The storm slammed Turks and Caicos overnight after leaving a path of destruction across the Caribbean. CBS's Meg Oliver reports.
Time is running out for Floridians to evacuate before Irma roars ashore this weekend. At least 1.4 million live in mandatory evacuation zones. FEMA predicts Irma will devastate the southern U.S.
I can guarantee you that I don't know anybody in Florida that's ever experienced what's about to hit South Florida.
People at Miami and Fort Lauderdale's airports have only hours to catch the last flights out.
Hopefully the storm will stay on track and it won't get here till Saturday and we'll be out of here.
A steady stream of bumper-to-bumper traffic is heading north. The rush to evacuate is stalled in some areas where gas stations have run dry. At this one in Miami, a tanker just arrived to refuel.
For gas stations and evacuation zone, we need you to stay open as long as you can so people can get out.
Frantic residents are scooping up water and last-minute supplies to ride out the storm. FEMA estimates the hurricane could send more than 100,000 people to shelters. People waiting to get into this evacuation center in Doral are worried.
We make the decision. We're going there. We're not staying. We're not taking chances, especially when you have kids.
Irma battered Turks and Caicos overnight. It's headed for Cuba before it turns north for its collision course with the U.S. mainland. Meg Oliver, CBS News, Miami.
Irma is blamed for more than a dozen deaths in the Caribbean. Thousands of U.S. tourists are stranded in the popular chain of islands. More than 24 people are dead after a powerful earthquake hit Mexico's southern coast overnight. The USGS reports the magnitude of the earthquake was 8.1. There was widespread damage in some of the poorest regions of the nation. Tremors were felt hundreds of miles away in Mexico City. The biggest fire burning in Montana, the Rice Ridge Fire near SEELEY Lake, is burning steady at nearly 123,000 acres. There are still hundreds of structures threatened by the blaze, which is just 5% contained. Previous evacuation orders and warnings for Missoula and Powell counties do remain in effect. Crews will focus firefighting efforts today on the northwest corner of the fire above Highway 83. Meanwhile, the LOLO Peak fire burning 49,000 acres today. No evacuation orders are currently in place for this fire, which is now 35% contained. The smoke is helping to suppress fire activity with cooler temps and higher humidities. The Alice Creek fire burning near Augusta grew 1,000 additional acres overnight. It remains 0% contained. Fire behavior is expected to increase today as a result of nearly no moisture in the air and high temperatures. Firefighters will begin setting up pumps and hoses today to speed up containment efforts. All evacuations and pre-evacuations remain in place. The fire is 23,400 acres. Finally, the Highway 200 complex fire near Thompson Falls and Plains is burning close to 20,000 acres. Fire officials say air support has been grounded for 3 days due to heavy smoke. About 510 homes are threatened by this complex, which is comprised of 5 fires. Top concern surrounds the Sheep Gap fire, burning 11,000 acres east of Plains. All evacuation warnings remain in effect. The complex is 6% contained. Fires have burned over 1 million acres at a cost of more than $300 million. Governor Steve Bullock says this situation is likely to get worse. Bullock met with FEMA Administrator Brock Long in Washington, D.C. to request additional assistance and resources. The governor says the state is suffering through a long, challenging fire season with the loss of life of 2 firefighters and the damaging impacts to people and businesses across the state. FEMA grants pay 75% of the state's firefighting and fire management costs. Montana received $3 million in FEMA funds last week for the Lodgepole Complex fires near Jordan and the LOLO Peak fire near Missoula. The state is waiting for approval on several other grants. California recently received funding for 5 fires, while Oregon and Washington also received funds. And we turn now to the weather scene with Rob Griggs. And Rob, the story is still smoke around the state.
Sure is, and it's not just around the state, Asia. It's all over the country right now, which explains why when we get a change in wind, we we don't really get a change in the smoke conditions. Let me show you a picture right now. This is the wildfire smoke area across the continental United States taken yesterday morning, and it hasn't changed too much in the last few days because you can see there's a lot of it, and even a strong wind in one direction or the other for a period of time really isn't going to do any major dissipation, unfortunately. We've got to get those fires out, and I think we're going to need some snow to do that, and we don't have any of that in the forecast. Very bad conditions for air quality out there in Flathead Valley. SEELEY Lake is all the way on the hazardous scale, so that's why we're talking about it quite a bit. As far as the rest of the weekend going into next week, what's the forecast look like for the state? I'll have it for you in just a minute. Aja?
Thanks, Robin. We do want to note that U.S. Senator Jon Tester hasn't extended an invitation to President Trump to come and see the wildfire situation in Montana. In court news, the Great Falls man accused in the Tuesday assault that left the victim brain dead is now charged with murder. Darian Douglas is in custody, facing 1 count of deliberate homicide. The victim, whose name has not been released, was declared brain dead on Wednesday. If a jury finds Douglas responsible for that devastating assault, they could also convict Douglas of negligent homicide. Douglas told police he and the victim got into a mutual fight while drinking. Douglas claimed the victim hit him first, breaking his nose and chipping his tooth. Douglas allegedly kicked the victim in the face, knocking him out. And according to court documents, Douglas then repeatedly punched, elbowed, and kneed the victim in the face. Douglas is expected to appear in court on the new charges today or Monday. The pedestrian hit and killed by a vehicle in Missoula on Thursday is now identified. The Missoula County coroner identified the victim as 39-year-old Shane Madsen of Missoula. Madsen was crossing the street with another person when he was struck by a car near Reserve Street and South Avenue. The crash happened around 4:45 a.m. Montana Highway Patrol is assisting in the investigation. Police say the driver of the vehicle involved is cooperating with the investigation. The Washington man whose plane crashed near Fairfield Wednesday night was on a mission to help with Hurricane Harvey relief. The Teton County Sheriff reports 60-year-old Martin Teague crash-landed his Cessna plane in a field near the airport. Teague was running low on fuel and realized he couldn't make it to Great Falls, so he instead tried to land in Fairfield. The plane clipped a utility pole or power line, causing it to crash. Authorities say poor visibility due to smoke may have been a factor. Teague was treated for minor injuries and released from the hospital. Straight ahead on the noon news, an active shooter situation at an Ohio high school comes to an end. Details coming up. But first, Rob has our weather forecast. Stay with us.
You're watching MTN News with Aja Goare. Storm